George Koch and Joe Williamson Jr. comprise the front row. It is showtime. Joe Williamson Jr. looks for a bite right off the bat, but he can't get it. Koch pulls him to the inside. Give the lead to George Koch down the back straightaway. Chuck Barnes has moved into third, getting in front of the Scott Toohey 38 machine. And the leader after one lap is the George Koch Camaro, the Joe Scroggum owned number 99. Chuck Barnes up for second on the inside of Joe Williamson Jr. and the season point leader looks loaded tonight. Chuck Barnes already putting a little tap on the Koch ride, is trying to peek to the inside. Now you remember those two tangled during the Mellow Yellow Dash for Cash. We got a few more laps to work with this time. Barnes looked for a bite and then seemed to let out of it just a bit. Didn't want to try the inside just then from George Koch. Now Barnes will look to the inside. Your leader is George Koch with 3 laps complete in this heat race. Again, Chuck Barnes seems to be sizing up the number 99 of George Koch with the Thorntons, Banquet Table, and Collins Chevrolet. Now Koch gets a little wide, and that should be enough. It will be for Chuck Barnes to move to the inside. The point leader sets it on the inside, and Chuck Barnes goes for the lead and takes it down the back straightaway. And now Scott Toohey trying to go to the whip as he comes to the inside, and the Churchill Downs Camaro will move inside of George Koch as well. 5 laps complete as Chuck Barnes doing double duty tonight. He is already qualified for the Pronto Auto Parts Motorcraft Twin 25 in his figure 8 car. Trying to get himself a victory here in this Winston Martin Landscaping Sportsman heat. Wade Johnson now comes up to the 3 spot behind the top 2, Chuck Barnes and Scott Toohey. Joe Williamson Jr. and George Koch rounding out the top 5. Your leader is Chuck Barnes. A gap of 4 lengths to Scott Toohey. Another length and a half back to Wade Johnson, and then it's 7 lengths back to Joe Williamson Jr. in the 4th position. 2 laps to go as they cross this time with the season point leader Chuck Barnes wheeling the Barnes Auto Service rental uniforms Robert Holbert Trucking Camaro in front of Scott Toohey's number 38 with the Churchill Downs Auburndale Machine Pro Crafters and Toohey's Body Shop sponsorship. Wade Johnson with the Johnson Racing CM Potts Garage Pro Crafters machine coming around. The white flag for Chuck Barnes. And Chuck's in great shape as he's got a comfortable lead over Scott Toohey. Toohey's got a whole mirror full of Wade Johnson. Wade so far has shown no inclination to try and make a move on him here during this heat race. Pulls right back up to the checkered flag. It's Chuck Barnes winning it. Scott Toohey for second. Wade Johnson, then Joe Williamson Jr., George Koch, Chuck Winders, and Darrell Hadley